Hi, my name is Jessica Moore.
And my name is Tiffany Brock. Our signature assignment video is over an article called Cognitive Function and Obesity in Preschool Children. The study was submitted for review on December 19th of 2008 and accepted for publication on April 30th of 2009. This study was done to find out if there is a correlation between cognitive function and the probability of obesity later in life. The scientists wanted to further investigate the possibility that an obese child could have a harder time learning, focusing, and other factors dealing with the brain. It is interesting to think that obesity could affect every aspect of our body, including how well our brains function.
Effects of obesity has multiple effects on the body. Not only has it been proven that an unhealthy body mass index, or BMI, can cause cardiac failure, heart disease, diabetes, thromboembolism, and stroke, but this study and many studies before it are now showing how obesity can actually affect how well our brains work. Body mass index, or BMI, is a person's height to weight ratio and helps determine if a person is underweight, overweight, or healthy for their age and height. The way the BMI is calculated in children is different than it is calculated in adults due to the extreme growth in children. Healthcare providers use a body mass index percentile scale to calculate whether the child is within expected range of growth according to their height. According to the CDC, a normal and healthy weight range is from the 5th percentile to less than the 85th percentile. An overweight weight range starts at the 85th percentile to less than the 95th percentile, and the obese range is equal to or greater than the 95th percentile. The writers of this article decided to use results from a birth cohort study done in Spain to test their hypothesis that higher BMI as a child equals a lower cognitive function later in life, and vice versa. A lower cognitive function could be a susceptible trait of obesity later in life.
The study was performed by assessing the association between cognitive function at 4 years and then their weight status 2 years later. Then they studied the cognitive function in correlation with weight changes between the ages of 4 and 6 years of age. Children at 4 and 6 years old were measured in light clothing with no shoes, using calibrated scale and a wall-mounted stadiometer by one trained worker. The children's body mass index, or BMI, was calculated as weight in kilograms divided by the square of height in meters. These variables stayed constant throughout the whole study. The study also took into account the mother's pre-pregnancy body mass index, or BMI, and education level as well.
The results of the study were interesting. The children who were overweight at the age of 4 had significantly less general cognitive skills, verbal skills, or memory than other children of a healthier weight, and they did not improve. Over time, the children who generally had a higher cognition at 4 years old were less likely to become overweight or obese later in life. The weight and general cognitive skills had a direct correlation, leading us to deduce that a healthy lifestyle is not only good for our general well-being, but also good for our mind and memory.
The hypothesis was given substantial validity due to the results of the study, but the researchers did find more questions than they did answers due to the limitations against this study. For example, the parents' mental status, intelligence, and the general well-being of the family's home lives were not considered in the study. These factors are known to be related to weight gain and should be considered. Another limitation that should be noted is that children grow at an extreme rate between the ages of 4 and 6 years old, according to this quote from the article. BMI scores were used to classify children's weight status, taking into account the normative changes in BMI experienced by children in this period. It is not impossible for a child to grow faster or slower during this time frame, which could change the results of the study.
The main reason that Tiffany and I decided to use this article was because we are both parents. I have a daughter that's 2, and Tiffany has a son who is 7 years old. We found it interesting to see that a healthy lifestyle does not only affect our children's health, but also their memory, how well they focus in school, and their overall cognitive function. We also wanted to review this article because of the prevalence of childhood obesity in our current society. According to the CDC website, of the population of children ages 2 years old to 19 years old, approximately 17% of them are obese. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is well known that obesity in children and adults causes a plethora of conditions, such as diabetes, heart disease, and other major illnesses that I talked about earlier. This article caught our eye due to its focus on cognitive development.
This study gave people a clearer idea on how important it is to keep our children healthy by feeding them healthy foods and encouraging exercise. In the United States, the average American watches 282 minutes of television a day. That is 4.7 hours a day, 32.9 hours a week, and 131.6 hours in a month of television. In conclusion, we as future nurses need to help the general population see how much time is wasted on television, how important exercise is to our health, and how our eating choices don't just affect our body image, but our cognitive memory and function. We can use our knowledge to continually encourage healthy choices like daily exercise. The American Heart Association recommends at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity at least 5 days per week for a total of 150 minutes per week, or at least 25 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity at least 3 days per week for a total of 75 minutes, or a combination of moderate and vigorous intensity aerobic activity, and moderate to high intensity muscle strengthening activity at least 2 days per week for additional health benefits. Examples of aerobic exercise include bike riding, running, walking, playing organized sports, going to the playground, and swimming. Also, we can encourage healthy eating choices by using the My Plate template on the choosemyplate.gov website. We can teach our patients what kind of food choices would be best to keep them healthy and strong. The My Plate website gives us the government's suggested amount of food we need under each food group. It suggests that we have 2 cups of fruit, 2 cups of vegetables, 6 to 8 ounces of whole grains, 5 to 6 ounces of protein, and 2 to 3 cups of dairy. For example, instead of French fries and chicken nuggets, they could choose a meal of grilled chicken, brown rice, and broccoli with cheese, and fruit for dessert, with an 8-ounce glass of water. Teaching our patients that our choices have long-term effects on their health will go a long way to helping them stay healthy and within a healthy weight.
Thank you.
Thank you.